Hello and welcome to
the writer's class and the women's cave.
Yeah,
Because I mean, this interview is going to be so nice. We're going to do it twice.
Absolutely. That's what we do. Y'all know we put it on multiple places.
I mean, that way we can keep our 4-part podcast. Can you imagine us doing 4 individual interviews for each podcast?
I could imagine it, but I would be hungry, like really, really hungry.
Yeah, because for some reason on interview days, we forget to eat.
I always
right
do.
up until the person gets on, we're like, oh, we should.
I forgot to eat. Oh, it's always a sad
I'd like to say that right now, I feel much better.
You feel much better? Great.
Because I woke up this morning just sick. Yeah, I actually took pain meds.
But it wasn't like, she wasn't.
It wasn't the Rona. It wasn't the Rona.
So we're excited. I think Corona has turned us into this. Oh, you just have a regular cold? We're happy for you. Like, we're supposed to be sad, Anyway, I'm Jay.
I'm Nona, and I did not have a cold. It's a muscle spasm. So you see this little white thing right here? It's my thermocare patch. That's the only reason I feel good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm moving on.
Absolutely.
Are we done with banter?
Yeah, we're done with banter. All right, so we wrote literary life guides with pop poetry, aka our books, and we're just gonna like 2 or 3 of them, put it out there. And I thought the voice was bad with other life lessons, and I thought being grown up was easy. And
does this count as the book? Oh, no, I dropped it. Yep, never mind. It was the flask.
And let's see, Foreign Coffee.
Are you for real?
Foreign Coffee. Right, you can check out all of them on Amazon.com or Audible.com because they are audiobooks.
Yeah, they are.
And you can find out everything your ladies are doing on www.andwethought.com, or for the more concise version,
www.andithoughtLadies.com. I just wanted to take something from you today.
Well, you got it. You got it then. But y'all aren't here to hear us going on and on. You're here to hear from our wonderful guests. Wonderful guests, would you like to introduce yourself?
Absolutely. Hello, ladies. I am Angela Anderson of Angela Anderson Presents. And first of all, I am super excited to be here with you ladies on today. I am really having a fangirl moment. It's an honor to be on your show. But 3 things about me, if you've never heard, is books, shoes, and fruit snacks. Welch's in the Blue Box is my favorite, but I definitely love a good pair of shoes. I love my books, and I definitely got to have my fruit snacks.
Okay, so Welch's in the Blue Box is a thing. Yes, it's so good. They are so good. Oh my goodness.
Absolutely.
We still have some.
Yeah, we do. I hit them though, so like I wouldn't keep eating them. Like I was like, you can't gain any more weight, Jane. You can't do it.
We can gain a little bit more. We got a few more months before the Rona over.
Well, true.
Well, it's really good to know that somebody else likes the Welch's in the Blue Box.
Yes, in the blue. It has to be in the blue box.
Oh, I wanted to say something.
Absolutely.
Don't give me that red box. I don't want it. I don't want it.
I want to say something about shoes, but then I'll be like, that's plugging myself, and they'll bring the interview right back to me.
No,
so you know I'm about to do it, right? And shoes.
I love it.
All right.
So let's talk about you.
Yeah, absolutely. And first of all, I wanted to say, wow, a fangirl. Like, I can't even believe
nervous.
It. I am a little nervous. Like, I'm not going to live up to all the hype. But, okay, so you run Angela Anderson Presents. And I mean, like, seriously, you present a bunch of things. But today we wanted to talk about,
Before we get started on the subject, I'd like to know, what do you present? Can you tell us what you do? And then we'll get started on the subject.
No problem. Angela Anderson Presents is actually threefold. I actually do editing for authors. I also do literary marketing for authors, literary coaching for authors. And of course, I have 3 lovely shows that I do for authors as well. One is Fun Friday. The other is Angela's Literary Cafe. And the other one is Angela's Literary Tea.
I could go for some tea.
I know, right? Can we all go for some tea? All right, so today we're going to talk about beta readers and what they are. Because if you go to Angela Anderson Presents, you will see that she has a beta reader there. What does that mean?
And being a beta reader is actually one of my favorite. It is one of those things where an author will entrust their book baby to some trusted individuals. And those individuals will actually, it's like you get the good before it's ready for everybody else. So the book is like in its preliminary stages. The author has finished the manuscript or what have you, but they just want to know, like, if the book need an extra oomph, or is there something missing? If something is not flowing, and it is separate from editing, or what have you, but just to make sure that when they are putting out their final project, that it's the best that they can, that they can present to the world.
Absolutely. And I love how she explained that. And literally, one of our beta readers are actually responsible for the way we do our books to this very day.
Mm-hmm.
Because they were like, I just wish that you had a common thread that pulled us along through this poetry. And she is responsible for how we do it to this very day.
Very absolutely.
True. I like to always be like it was my creative genius, but Jay will refuse to let me take
because it's not
it's not my creative genius at all.
How we created and made it work out, yes, that's our creative genius. But it wasn't for our beta reader, I think we wouldn't have done as well as we had.
So people can go to your site to find beta readers.
Yes, they actually can. There is a contact form on my site. They can actually put in the information there. And then in the little note section, they can indicate that they are looking for beta readers. And I do have some other colleagues that's in the industry who also beta reads as well. And so usually I can recommend other beta readers to them too. And one thing I want to say about beta readers is notice that I said that it's a trusted individual. So an author wouldn't need a whole lot of beta readers for their one book or what have you. Some people do anywhere between 3 and 5. And again, these are trusted individuals that you can trust with your work, that you know that while it is a work in progress, they're not going to share it with anybody else. But you also can trust their mindset, and you can trust the feedback that they're giving you, because the feedback that they're giving you, again, is to kind of better make the book better, if that makes sense. I can give you an example. I had one beta read on a project. This was actually a romance novel. It was a second chance romance novel that I had the opportunity to beta read for. And it was amazing because it kind of goes into the editing a little bit, because I'm a book nerd, a word nerd. So of course, like stuff like that excites me. As you can see, I'm getting excited just talking about it. Other people will probably bore the crap out of them. But in this particular book that she sent out to me, I was reading the book, and the heroine, I mean, her behavior was absolutely getting on my nerves. Like, she kept going like back and forth so many times that I was like, okay, if she goes back and forth with this decision about whether or not to be with this guy one more time. And so that was one of the things that as a beta reader, I shared with the author to say, you know what, this is great. I like the character, but she is literally getting on my nerves. I was like, I can't take her going back and forth. Can you dial that back a little bit with her indecisiveness and stuff like that? And that was one of the things that the author took to heart. And then not only that, because she had 3 beta readers total, and one key factor, we all said the same thing about that one character. So that let her know that, hey, this may be something that if this is getting on the nerves of my beta readers, this is not something that I want to happen with this character when I actually put it out there. So that's one reason I was saying that it's a trusted individual, that if they do give you that feedback, that you're able to take it and know that they're doing it in love.
Yeah,
I love that. Know that they're doing it in love.
Absolutely. And I love how you said trusted, because you won't really take advice from people that you do not trust.
Exactly.
You don't trust.
You don't take that much advice from your frenemies.
Right. No, you don't. You're like, oh, you're my frenemy. No. But from a trusted individual, especially before a book goes out into the world, because let's be honest, books are art. Like, well, artists. So everyone's gonna have a different view of if they liked, hated, was like the book was meh. They're gonna have a different view. But when you have 3 or 5 trusted people read it, and you know they have the best interest at heart, if they tell you the book was meh, you're gonna say, oh, let me go back and like make it not meh.
And in that example that you gave, and yes, Jade was saying, art is subjective. And so if you have one person that says this needs to change, you get 3 people that says one thing needs to change, it's no longer subjective, it's an issue.
Yes. And some authors even go as far as when they reach out to the beta readers, they will also indicate certain things that they are looking for. So they'll say something like, "Hey, let me know if something is not flowing, or let me know if this is not making sense, or like I just said, let me know if this is boring. Let me know what your feeling is when you read this. How do you feel about certain characters? Do you like the ending?" So some of them will get more detailed about what it is that they're looking for, and their specifics with their beta reader. And those are always fun as well, because kind of when you're reading what to kind of look for. And then of course, overall, they'll want your overall opinion too.
Absolutely. So what is the difference between a beta reader and an editor?
Gotcha. Now, of course, with me being an editor, I feel like everybody needs an editor, whether you are, a New York Times bestselling author, or, a USA Today bestselling author, or this is your first manuscript. Everybody needs an editor. But a beta reader, again, that person, like I said, they are there to kind of give you insight. They may not necessarily be looking to see if things are grammatically correct and things of that nature. They're actually looking for the meat and the potatoes of the story. Now, however, if you're like myself, you are an editor, I can't help it. I can't turn it on and off. So sometimes when I am beta reading, and a lot of the authors that I beta read for, they know that I edit too. So sometimes I may catch little grammatical stuff, and I personally may let them know that. But a beta reader per se don't necessarily have to do that, because that's not what they're asking them to do. Their main thing is to read the story, kind of look at the meat and the potatoes, kind of look at the surface of it, not necessarily going through doing line edits or things of that nature, or final proofing and things of that nature too. They kind of stay in their lane, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. And actually, another question I wanted to ask is, are there different types of editors? And if so, what are they?
Oh my goodness. I am so glad that you asked this question. Okay, like I said before, guys, I am a word nerd. I've even coined myself as a certified word nerd. So stuff like this, in this conversation with you guys, I am like so excited. I mean, most people, they'll be like, why is she so excited right now? But just this type of stuff, that's my flow. That's my flow. So some of the different types of editors, and I'm glad that you asked, because some people do not know that there are different. I mean, you have your developmental editors, you have copy editors, you have line editors, you have individuals that may only do final proof readings and things of that nature. And you need to know that, because if you are contracting somebody to edit your work or what have you, and say, for example, you need like a full out developmental edit, but you're like, oh, I finished my manuscript, it's ready, I just need to be proofread. You're going to be in for a rude awakening, because there are steps that you need to take before you even get to the final proofreading stage. So I'm so glad that you guys asked about the different forms of editing. And that's one thing that I do with my clients, is I make sure that they understand that there are different types of editing. There's different types of editors, and they need to know that as well.
It's because of many times in this business, you're gonna say
no.
Many times in this business, people can get taken advantage of by editors, because they don't know what kind of editor that they are. And sometimes that is one of the questions that I tell people, or we tell people to ask. Well, what kind of editor are you? Because the answer that they give back to you will let you know if they know their stuff, or they're maybe just one of those people that want to take advantage.
Yeah,
they just want checks.
And I mean, and we understand people are wanting checks, not to take advantage.
Absolutely. And one of the things that I do with my services is I actually will have a consultation with my clients. And those are some of the things that we will go over, is the different types of editors that they are, the type of editing that I do. I even give them as a giveaway, I actually give them a printout of the different types of editing, and it has like definitions. So whether they decide to work with me or work with somebody else, they're now in the know.
Right. And that's really important to inform people, especially with people just taking people's money.
I think people forget often that writing is part of the entertainment industry. And normally, if you're a singer or actor, you don't jump into the entertainment industry without some sort of know-how, some sort of information, because you know there are people out there that might take advantage. But people seem to think you can do the same with writing, just jump in. But it is part of the entertainment industry, so take the exact same precautions that you would take if you were going to jump into the other side of the entertainment industry.
Absolutely.
So what you're saying is beautiful. Find someone like her that's a trusted source. And I'd like to change the subject.
Yes. Okay. On, let's do it.
About something that we did not say that we were going to talk about at all. So
surprise! Look, I'm ready, I think.
I just want to know why you went from editing and writing, and then took one step further and went into podcasting and doing shows.
Wow. I am so glad that you asked that question. That's a great question, actually. I am a person that I am kind of like all things literary. I have had a passion for reading and books since like elementary school. I was that individual, again, I keep saying I'm a word nerd. I was that individual that in elementary school, I loved library day. There's not a lot of people, but I love library day. And there was nothing for me to like either be in the library on Friday trying to check out all these books so I could take them home on the weekend. And then I actually feel blessed. When I grew up, the neighborhood that I grew up in, we actually had a community library, so I could actually walk to the library. And so the librarian, she knew me by name. I would check out these books. Even at the school library, I would, check out books when I got into high school. And so when I became an adult, that passion for all things literary, it just stayed with me. And so, of course, as I got older, I began to attend literary events. I began to actually meet authors personally, and to build a relationship with them. I began to start doing literary events. So that's another thing that Angela Anderson Presents do too, is I start doing literary events. And so, of course, you guys know with the Rona and all that other stuff, we had this shift. I mean, people are not doing stuff in person, including myself. And so it actually, the Lord actually gave it to me. He was like, well, why not go virtual? Why not start doing things virtual and still be able to do your passion, meaning connecting authors and readers? That is one of the things that I get so much pleasure out of. Just think about the joy that you get when you get to meet your favorite author. And so I thought that because I enjoy meeting my favorite authors and hanging out with my favorite authors, well, then those that's in the reading community, they like to do the same. So I was able to provide that service. And so that's how I got into the whole, doing blogging and blogs and all that stuff.
That is wonderful.
Did I answer your question? I hope I did.
Yes,
yes,
you did. And I'm just gonna ask. Hold on.
Can you tell us the name of the podcast before we move on?
Yeah, Yep. That's exactly what I was gonna ask.
I mean, can you tell us the name of your show? I'm sorry. I'm just putting you in a little box here because I was the podcast. So tell us the show's name.
Gotcha. I actually have 3 shows and they are all fun. I love it. And because I said the word fun, I'll start with the first one. The first one is actually called Fun Friday, and it is with myself and 2 other authors, Vanessa Riley and Pat Simmons. They are amazing authors. Matter of fact, Vanessa Riley, she is a historical writer, and she just has a book that's called Island Queen. I love it. Shout out to her. It will be coming out in July. And Pat Simmons, who's also an author, we actually started a show called Fun Friday, and we meet every Friday at 12 o'clock. It's a 30-minute show, and we give you fun, unscripted fun. It's literally what we do. We talk about books, we read from books, we talk about authors, and then we talk about what's the hot topics that's going on. So you never know what you'll get on Fun Friday. We dress up, we do costumes. We even have had people to request us to come and take over their page.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
The other 2 shows is Angel's Literary Cafe. That is a 30-minute interview where I interview authors where they have either a new release that is coming out, or they have a book that they want to discuss. And I interview them for 30 minutes and we talk about the book. We tell people how they can purchase the book. We talk a little bit about the author themselves. And then, of course, one of my favorites is Angel's Literary Tea. And I love having tea time. And during tea time, it's actually myself. It's an guest author. And then I also have other bloggers or reviewers or avid readers, and we come on over tea. We dress in our literary t-shirts, and whatever that hot topic or that book is, we are live and we discuss the book. And we've had some live discussions. Recently, I've had Sharon C. Cooper. We talked about her new release, Hunted. Matter of fact, on Saturday, I will actually have author Karen Booth on. We'll be talking about her new release, Great Hair Don't Care. I've had Reese Ryan on. We talked about her books. Wow, let's see. I've had several individuals on. So yeah, those are the 3 shows that I have.
That's wonderful.
We aim to be like you
one day when we grow up. If you could just leave authors with 2 pieces of advice, what would they be?
One would be build a genuine relationship with your readers. And when I say genuine relationship with your readers, most of the time, if the readers can feel some type of connection with the author, and maybe not necessarily meeting you in person, but if they can feel some type of genuine relationship, whether being a part of your group, on your page, or following you on social media, and you interact with them or what have you, they're like your best pals. They will promote your books like nobody business. They will write those reviews. They will tell other people about your books and things of that nature. They can be like your best friend, and definitely help you to promote and to get your books out there when it's time. The second thing, if I had to give advice to authors, would also be to connect and collaborate with other authors, and not feel like any other author can take away from what God has blessed you with. Because that whole collaboration and building relationships with other authors and other individuals in the industry, is amazing how much we can do when we all connect and collaborate and do things together in unity.
Absolutely. And where can people find out more about you and what you do
and your literary events?
Okay. My website is Andrew. What is it? I always forget.
Angela?
Yes, AngelaAndersonPresents.com is my website. They can follow me on social media. I am on Facebook and Instagram. I got to get into Twitter, but right now I am on Facebook and Instagram. They can find me at Angela Anderson Presents is my handle.
Thank you so much for coming on today and taking the time out of your busy schedule.
Jay, would you like to wrap us up?
Absolutely. You can find out everything your ladies are doing on www.angewethor.com. While you're there, take a moment, go to the ladies tab, go to the middle, see the charities that we probably support. Maybe you can support them also, even with just adding them on social media and saying thank you for doing this wonderful work in the world. We would really appreciate it. Or you can have the concise version
you can have the concise version of the andrewthought.com page by going to www.andithoughtLadies.com.
Absolutely. And just remember, y'all, wisdom is all around you if
you're open to finding it and accepting it. So peace and love, you guys, from Will Nona
and Jade. Bye bye. Oh yeah, thanks for listening.